今天的嘉宾是来自越南的杰森，他简单地向我介绍了他的成长经历和教育背景。
Yeah, my name is Jason Nguyen. I am a Vietnamese practitioner. I was born in Vietnam. I left Vietnam in 1989 with my family, escaping Vietnam on a boat to escape the communist Vietnam during that time. And I stayed in the refugee camp in Indonesia for 5 years. Struggling experience in life, but very profound, very deep meaning for me to understand life. And then I come to America in 1994 when I was 11 years old, attending middle school and high school and San Jose State University here in California. And right now I'm working in the IT field.
你有兄弟姐妹吗？
My family have 5 members. My mom, my dad, my older sister. I'm in the middle, and then I have a younger sister.
您是什么机缘接触了法轮功，开始修炼法轮功的呢？
Back in 2019, I believe, that's when I obtained Falun Gong. I went to Vietnam, a Vietnamese practitioner, where I know him. He through a donation. I donate some money to start a farming project in my hometown in Vietnam. I talked to that practitioner. At first, I did not know because in Vietnam, it's also a communist country, so they're very careful of who to tell who they practice Falun Gong. He's working for the government official. He was the first one who referred me to the Falun Gong book. He reminded me 3 times. The 3rd time, then I start reading the Falun Gong book. And I remember I was reading the first 3 pages of the Falun Gong book, and I wow, and I like, this is what I've been looking for my whole life. So I start to finish reading the book in I believe in 1 day, and then that's when I start to get into practicing Falun Dafa.
您刚才讲在越南政府部门还是国家不允许练法轮功吗？
They're not strict like in China, but because the practitioner that I know have a government position, that's why they do not want him to practice Falun Gong. That time when I know him, he was still working in the government as a government employee. But after a while, they also know that he practiced Falun Gong, and so they get rid of him. So now we're just working regular jobs.
So serious?
Serious, yes.
Wow.
They even come to his house and take away a lot of his books and master fashion when he has one. So and persecute his not like harass his family. Not heavy like in China, but they do it in Vietnam also. Yeah.
那现在情况有所好转吗？
I don't think so. I think if you at a practice site, just maybe 5 people, then it's okay. But you have like a group 30 people or more, they will make it hard. They will come and they will, tell you to go home.
您刚才讲，您看了书以后，您觉得这本书讲的道理正是您所追求的，正是您想要的，能不能具体讲打动了你呢？是哪些方面呢？
Yeah, so I actually start meditation before practicing Falun Dafa, and I feel like in my heart I really want to grow spiritually because I don't understand the purpose of life. I'm like, I work very hard in the company to go up, and I feel like making money and have all this material, but very empty inside, and I feel like I want to get into cultivation, so I start to meditate. And there was time where I do experience light, like seeing white light here, and see like I'm flying. It's just like in what the master say in John Falun, when in chapter, when you're flying, you feel like you're flying. So
就是说你有可以移的感受。
even before I practice Falun Gong, I start seeing the white light like it's the sun. I see it, and I see like I flying out, but I see people and everything, but I fly, but I never go anywhere. I do see it. This is before I practice Falun Gong. So that's why when I first read Falun Gong, the first book I read is the Falun Gong. When the master talk about opening the third eye by yourself, that's when I'm like, wow, this is what I connect me. And then so I read more and more and more. So then I start to listen to master lecture online, listen to it many times. So that's how I started it. Then I get into practicing the exercise and keep listening to the lecture for a long time, for maybe about 6 months, when I was sitting and I was doing exercise number 5. And all of a sudden, I was taken out to the universe. I see many galaxies, many stars. And then Master Fashion appeared in front of me, and having the Buddha close and smile at me and disappear, and then show me a picture of the earth, like I'm sitting on the moon and looking at the earth, blue earth, and then the Wanzi, the Buddhist symbol imprinted onto the earth, golden Wanzi symbol imprinted onto the earth, and then disappear. And then I get out of thing, and I went, wow, what did I just see?
It's like a dream or
Real. I see everything real. I was doing number 5. I was awake, and I was taken out. It was at first it was very dark. It's in my room. I turned off the light, and all of a sudden I was like, whoosh, out to the universe, and I see stars, I see galaxy, and then Master Fashion appear.
你共享了吗？跟家人、跟朋友？
During that time, I only shared to one of the practitioner in Vietnam, because only him would believe me. Other than that, during that time, I'm very new. I'm not connected to any other practitioner here in America, so I have no one to share, and no one would believe me.
家人也不理解吗？
No, I mean, how can they believe me? You know, so it's even myself. I was very shocking, very shocking, because I never see a Buddha before. I'm working in technology company, and with science, and all the people around me are technology. They don't believe in the divine.
接触法轮功之前，你有机会接触其他的宗教吗？
So my family follow Buddhism, but I don't really follow Buddhism. I just go to the temple for New Year and stuff like that. Just do the regular thing, pray to our ancestor. Yeah, that's all I do. But never read a Buddhist scripture. Never.
我问他，没有走入其他法门，而修炼法轮功，还有什么深层原因？
I think it's predestined relationship. 缘分. Yeah, so I feel that Falun Gong really changed my life. 我让他再多谈一些修炼法轮功的体会和给他身心带来的变化。I was, I work, I make money, I have friends, I live the normal life, I always think I'm a good person before I practice Falun Gong, but I always have anger issue. I have stress. I have back pain, high blood pressure. I swear, I drink, I party, and feel like life is have no more meaning for me. I'm 41 this year, but 5 years ago, that's when I first obtained Dafa. Before that, I feel like I don't know where I go with life next. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just know that I want to find out the answer. So when I obtain Dafa, I'm very happy. I'm very happy when I get into tribulations. It was very hard for me at first also. So after the experience that I told you that I practiced Falun Gong for 6 months, Master let me see the vision. After that, I will get into tribulation, very big tribulation, one after another. The first one was my best friend who helped me got a job in one of the company, and we worked together every day. He and I got into really big argument, but for me and him, we never have any big argument. Me and he would have big argument that very angry at me for the thing that I do, and it hurts me very badly. I don't know how to fix it. And right after that, I found out my wife cheated on me. That was very hard. That hurts a lot. I later know why, because I have done many bad things in the life that before I obtained Dafa. And all my other best friends also don't want to hang out with me anymore. I had to move back to my parents' house to live because me and my wife, disconnected. So when I moved back to my parents' house, still practicing Falun Dafa, there was a time I was doing number 5 in the backyard, and my older sister, she has a lot of Chinese friends who are very nice people, but they are brainwashed also. So she took a picture of me and sent to her friend, and they told her, hey, you need to stop your brother. That's an evil practice. Don't let your brother practice that. Yeah, and then my sister sent me the text, and I saw it, and I told her, I know what I'm doing. So it was very hard for me. During that time, I feel like no one understands me. I'm so alone. I continue to practice. And one morning when I was doing number 5, I start to cry, and I don't even know why I cried. And I cried so much. I cried like a baby, like a young boy, and somebody saved me. My soul just cried, but this side, I don't know anything. I don't know why I cried, but now I know the Master have saved me. So that's when I know this practice is so powerful. When you such a person in very low bottom of the life, very low, like no more low can go, is able to save you and then slowly bring you back up. So I start to introduce Dafa to my mom, which is also a practitioner now. Before, my mom is a Buddhism. She listened to a lot of monks lecture all the time. After I think the third time I tried, my mom listened to Master lecture, which the translation in Vietnamese. So she started to listen and stopped listening to the other monks lecture, and now she practiced Gong every day and study the Fa every day make me really grateful. And I also go back to my ex-wife and introduce Dafa to her also. And she also is still practicing. I think my best friend that hated me, we got together again and I introduced Dafa to him. I think a year and a half already, he's practicing Dafa also.
Wow.
Yeah, and he introduced to his family too. When I go to have coffee with my friend, so we would have 4 people sit at the table. During that time, I remember it's just only me practicing Falun Gong. But now I go, there's 3 people practicing Falun Gong.
那是你介绍给他们的吗？
Yes, and so far, like I say, only one guy haven't practiced yet. So I think in the future, he will also practice Falun Gong.
我问他，越南还有亲人吗？和他们常联系吗？
Yes, I do have a relative in Vietnam and I visit Vietnam often because I feel like my root belong there. So I go back there to visit them many times. But Vietnam tradition is very close to Chinese tradition. And I remember when I was young, I used to watch a lot of Chinese movie. The ancient Chinese movie like Journey to the West, other ancient Chinese movie. So I'm very deep rooted in the Asian culture.
在家经常是吃越南饭呢，还是说吃的是西餐？
I'm Asian, so I feel like I'm in the middle, but more higher percent on the Vietnamese side. So I do speak Vietnamese. I do write little, not very well, but I like to be Vietnamese more than Western.
你会做饭吗？
Not really, just a little bit.
就你所知，在越南那边练法轮功的人多吗？
I think in Vietnam it's really big now. I think outside of China, I think Vietnam has the most practitioner. There's a lot of people now in Vietnam practice Falun Gong. Vietnam is communist, so they always try to show Falun Gong as crazy people or something. But if you go to the park, sometime where I go back to Vietnam, there's some Airbnb that I stayed at, where there's a lot of Westerner. There's a group of Falun Gong practicing in the morning around 5 a.m. in the morning, where I go out and practice with them. A lot of people now practicing.
那越南人练法轮功的人很多，比其他的民族练法轮功的人多，这有没有什么其他的原因？
That's a great question. I don't know why. I think for me, I know, at least in my hometown, where there are videos where if you see at the beach in the morning, there's like 100 people more practicing Falun Gong on the beach, and I know they are very rooted into Buddhism, belief in God. So I think maybe that's the reason why it's in their heart they still believe in God, in Buddha.
我问他如何看待最近《纽约时报》对法轮功的负面报道。
Good time for me to at least know a little bit about how the persecution in China probably start in 1999. I never been through that, but at least through this time I see how the CCP are using the media to attack us. New York Times, because it's a very popular news outlet in America, and people just read it and they believe it. It's a negative article, a negative attack.
媒体是受了中共宣传的影响吗？
Of course, yeah, because they all telling the same messages, and they all was trying to portray people who know nothing about Shen Yun or nothing about Falun Gong practitioner, and tell them that in the same way that I feel like how the CCP persecuted Falun Gong in China back then. So yeah, that's definitely something is going on.
那这个影响到你的修炼吗？比如说你的朋友、家人呢，对此也产生了偏见吗？
No, not this time.
杰森，非常感谢你在百忙中抽出时间接受采访。
Oh yeah, thank you for having a discussion with me and having me coming here.
Thank you very much.